What's good, everyone? Today we have a very special video. You've probably seen the track list and whatnot through the intro and whatnot over the course of the years, but I really wanted to provide an opportunity for you guys to get to really learn the guy behind the music, the mystery man, so to speak. So, very first time on board. Certainly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, Nahncenz. How are you doing today, man?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? What's going on, Jin-roh? Appreciate it.
So I think everybody's excited to hear about you and learn about you today, man. Everybody loves that Jinxtro track as well as all the other instrumentals that I blast in the background. So I do want to say I'm very appreciative that you're able to join today, and thanks for all the good music vibes, over the course of a couple years.
Thank you, man. Definitely been long overdue. So yeah, I definitely owe that to you guys, especially from seeing some of the questions and stuff. I was like, geez, all right, I guess I really do have to I really am gonna have to explain myself a little. All right, cool.
So before we get into all the details and the Q&As, do you have any particular projects that you're currently working on that you kind of want to talk about, on a surface level, just kind of tip of the iceberg type deal? Just give us a little bit of an appetizer to some of the stuff you're working on right now.
The next project being geared up for release is kind of a double-sided instrumental project. So it's gonna have just like some beats, a lot of sample stuff I chopped up and kind of laid down, a few remixes here and there. But it'll be on Bandcamp exclusively. A lot of this stuff I post isn't able to make like the streaming stuff, but I'll try my best to see what we can get on there. But so if you guys follow the Bandcamp and everything and look out for it on there, you'll definitely be having that on your way. I'm trying to gear it up for like within the next month. So it's gonna be a bit coming from me, but yeah,
we'll definitely be keeping tabs on it, and anytime any updates you have, let me know, and I'll make sure everybody watching right now, or just audience in general, get an idea of the time frame too. So you kind of brushed up on this. Sounds like you mainly operate out of Bandcamp, but any other platforms that you want to talk about that you're kind of active in? I know a couple people had asked questions about. I think it was either SoundCloud or some other platform, but what other platforms do you mainly kind of work on?
Yeah, mainly it's been Bandcamp. I actually do SoundCloud's kind of for like more of the fun, looser tracks that I just want to put out for stuff during it. But you can always check out some stuff there. I mean, Jinxtro is on there. People gave that a lot of love. So if the feedback, I'm not saying everything will match to that Jinxtro love. I appreciate it, but if it comes like something behind that, okay, then all right, then we can do something further along with it. So that one, and then if Bandcamp confuses you or frustrates you as a consumer and something and you don't like the site, I know a lot of people really don't. I also try to put up the full release on YouTube as well. So
right.
I'll try to have like some full audio visuals along with streaming and stuff as well on YouTube. I'm trying to get a bit more into it. I've done it every once in a while, but just for like just chilling to kick it and talk to everybody who comes through the chat. We're definitely getting that a bit going. So be sure to check that. And and then Twitch. A lot of the streaming will probably be done from Twitch. If I could upload it onto YouTube or something,
I'll do that. That'd be good.
But because a lot of I don't want to get caught by all these copyright laws and stuff, because everyone's been going crazy over it.
Twitch is kind of going through their issue with the potential whatever that regulation coming through, or they're looking to pass it, or whatever the case is. I forgot the parties involved or whatnot, but
no DJ I'm sure for the time right now.
It's almost like they want to kick a man while they're down type of deal, considering what type of year we just had. You know what I mean? So
it's been an interesting year for like music artists and
I bet
DJs and stuff and producers. So also like because I I've been using Restream for my stuff. So if it's not
Gotcha.
Twitch, it's also on Twitter. Well, Periscope, which was on Twitter too. So
Okay. So once
those links will all be plugged in. Yeah, those links will all be kind of plugged in, so you guys can kind of check it out.
Yeah. Once you give me all the links, I'll put it in the video description and pinned comments so people are able to easily see it as well, and hopefully they have quick access to your large discography of great instrumentals and lyrics. So hopefully with the links, people will be able to check that out. I guess we'll go ahead and transition to the next topic, which will be kind of the special giveaway announcement. So kind of from a timing standpoint, this works out well because you had actually announced some sort of kind of a bundle package collectible of Nahncenz collectibles, correct? You want to talk about that a little bit?
They're pretty collectible. Yeah, I'm like, cause I'm limited items only. I've been kind of blessed to have like some merch put together and some people behind me to press some tracks I've made on wax.
Yeah.
So I have a 7-inch vinyl ready for sale, and
that's gonna be a very, very rare collectible. I'm gonna have to get my hands on that too.
Yeah, some people have already kind of been getting at me for it, and like to go along with it, also got a shirt printed out for it.
Yeah.
And for the bundle's sake, I wanted to throw in the last full-length project I have, which has both of these tracks. So that'll be available in there as well, and also like just some small little complimentary stuff to throw in there as well. Nothing too much, but it will be there for you in the bundle if you're interested. And if you don't want the bundle, there's a set. You can grab it separately for yourself as well if you don't want.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
you don't want
this
something
is
out
obviously.
Of it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is for specifically the giveaway, but. If you're not wanting to wait and you want to go ahead and get it right away, I mean, I'll provide the link for it. You can go there and get it right now too. So if that's the route you want to take, by all means go for it. Otherwise, you can enter the giveaway and shoot your shot to see if you can win the prize here. I think from a timing standpoint, what we just talked about is. We'll obviously open up the giveaway right after this, video is published or uploaded officially, and then obviously all you have to do is go to the link or click on the link and just enter that way. We've done it in that format in the past. It works out well. So I think I'm going to cut it off on the 8th at some point and then probably announce the giveaway, the following Sunday, like 2 days later. I think that'll probably work best for everyone. And with that being said, just from shipping and handling, we do need to keep it for only those that reside in the U.S. So only U.S. residents or people living in the U.S. Unfortunately, all of my, European, South American, and Asian audiences here, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to participate. So please make sure if you do submit the entry for the giveaway, make sure to do that if you live in the U.S. So. Good luck to everyone entering. This will be a good one. A lot of good rare collectibles. I mean, these are most likely going to be like one-timer type deals, right? I mean, you're not going to see this around too often. Am I correct?
No, I don't believe so. Not from many other people. So I would.
Yeah. So. So cop them while you can, otherwise, try and win the giveaway. So, it's. I've taken a look, and you're probably looking at the picture right now where I've kind of layered it in. So a lot of good stuff. Hopefully, you guys kind of enjoy it. I think the vinyl is the most valuable thing for me. I would love to get my hands on that. So definitely keep one in reserve for me. All right.
Oh yeah, we'll do.
All right, so you ready for all these questions that people have asked you? You ready to address these or what?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
We'll start with the easy ones, and we'll move on to a little bit more difficult personal questions like your checking account number and credit card information and address and all that. All right, so we'll address all that later on. I think we'll start off with more of the general questions, right? I think like a couple of people like Jinxtro and whatnot have really just kind of asked, but where did it all start? How old were you? Did your family support that idea? Just kind of give me a rough background as to how you started this in terms of like, where it all started, how old were you, what really started your passion in it, some of the influencers that came into kind of, your deviation of how your style and whatnot is. If you want to just kind of briefly talk about it, that'd be great for everybody.
I'll try my best to keep it brief, but yeah, just like growing up, always like been around music, be it like just around the house or in the church, but also just like picking up a couple instruments along the way. Every once in a while, I briefly learned piano, learned a few things by ear and trial and error. Picked up the trumpet in middle school. Then had to switch schools, so I was kind of like in and out of a lot of like favorite instruments and stuff I got into. And then turns out high school, and we had a little bit of free time, and the homies, one of the homies who actually is kind of doing his thing pretty serious as a producer now, Major 7, he was putting FL Studio on all the computers.
The good old back in the days. Pre Ableton and all that good stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like FL. I think it was FL Studio 6. So like it was like definitely there, and then like just dabbling around, clicking buttons and stuff. And I guess that was the kind of the easiest way for me to like stay consistent with like music and like giving like a take or trying to like just add like my spin onto certain things and certain grooves you just grew up hearing and enjoying as a child, and then they turned out to actual loops or beats that people ended up freestyle into or whatever. So it was
gotcha. So let me ask you a question. So you started off with Fruity Loops Studio, and did you transition to like the MPCs, Abletons, I don't know, any other like machines, and then kind of like what your current setup is right now?
Well, I've had an MPC.
Yeah.
But like some buttons and stuff kind of went out on me, so I wasn't able to like stick with it, and I tried fixing it myself and stuff, and it just didn't work out.
What did you have? Did you have the 500?
Not 2000 XL. Like I had the
I gotcha.
I had the OG Staple Big Boy, and like 2 or 3 of the pads didn't work. Like definitely something you could work around. But it was like, nah, I kind of want this old.
It's a little critical, right?
Like 16. It was pretty serious. But
I hear you.
Yeah, but after that, I got to the machine, Native Instruments machine. Like that first machine, a homie kind of gave me his old machine. He wasn't doing much with it. And
Right.
Then just started. Then I was able to like, okay, so it was like, all right, so it's pretty much just FL Studio with the MPC controller. I can deal with this. And then it kind of helped out a little more there, and kind of gave you a bit more reason to like dive deeper into it, like chop it up, do more things. But and then so, like later on the SP404 afterwards, but FL Studio has always been like the bread and butter for me that I stuck to. I've actually been wanting to check out different DAWs. I actually wanted to get into Ableton, especially with 11 coming out, but that's a pretty penny I don't really have right now.
I haven't used predominantly for me when I was beat making back in the day and creating instrumentals with samples and whatnot, I think the program I was using at the time, and this will tell you how long ago it was, but Ableton Live 8. And it was a fairly good system.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's old stuff, and I'm telling you, it's been a while since I was making any sort of beats. So I might have to send it over to you sometime. Maybe you can master it with the equalizer and whatnot. But I'm not a sound engineer by any means, so maybe you can help me out with that one. And
I'm only a makeshift DIY sound engineer because I'm too broke to have someone else engineer for me. So I have a few tools. I could definitely like do what I can. I definitely love to hear something you got, bro.
I'll definitely we'll definitely do it. Maybe on a stream sometime. I'll play it and we can kind of do reviews on it and kind of have a working session where you kind of improve it and whatnot. Maybe that's kind of in the works for the year 2021.
Okay, we'll do that. You bring up some of your old beats. I'll play some of the earlier tracks that I find.
I'm telling you that they're not that good. They're nowhere close to your level. I'm telling you that right now. But any advice I can have is great. So maybe I'll get back into beat making at some point. But we'll see what happens with that. But we talked about sampling and whatnot. I guess the question that comes to mind, and someone asked this too in the Q&A, but who would you say were your main influencers? Not from just getting into the music, but also from development of your own style and whatnot. Like, what are some of the influencers, like artists, for example, that really got you kind of directionally where you're at now?
Okay, yeah. As a producer, definitely would say Ninth Wonder.
That's
Ninth Wonder was the soulful chops and samples using FL Studio. I was like, oh snap, he's doing all what he's doing on FL. Okay, shoot. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, with that, Dilla for certain. For certain. The swing and everything. Just everything else he would just provide to his own tracks, and on top of the rhyming, he's always been that underrated MC. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean it's been a little while since I've had kind of a Dilla session, so I might have to go back in and just go through the library and just get like 100 instrumentals and just listen to it all at once in an afternoon or something.
I was like, oh yeah, I got the tapes, man. I was like, we'll hook that up. I said, when it comes,
we should vlog sometime where we go digging in the crates a little bit, maybe with the record shops around the area. We might have to do that sometime.
Definitely with it. There's a few spots in Atlanta that's open.
I hear you.
I ain't been shopping for records in a minute, so I definitely be with it.
Yeah. So, by the way, so like for the people watching right now, I mean, they might not be familiar necessarily kind of where you operate. So you just kind of mentioned Atlanta, but it's kind of where you're operating, repping, and kind of where you've been developing your music for a little while, right?
Yeah, this is definitely started in Atlanta. Moved out of Atlanta for 2 years, moved down to Savannah. But I was just kind of working, kind of just doing my own thing. Every time I had a chance to kind of get into something musically with some homies. Shouts out to the Savannah homies down there. Who definitely kind of gave a bit of that push.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but definitely coming back to it. It's always kind of been like an Atlanta thing for me, like where everything kind of started, grew up, born and raised.
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
I mean, for those guys in the area, I mean, given the fact of the stuff that happened this past year and hoping things kind of normalize going into 2021 and so on, but you did perform and go on shows and whatnot pre events of 2020, so I'm sure the guys watching, if you're in the area, there's opportunities for you to catch Nahncenz at a show sometime in Atlanta if you're around the area. And from the stuff, what's that?
I was we're definitely trying to have because I think the main thing with events now is just having it in a way that is safe for everybody.
Yeah.
Because most of the venues in Atlanta are kind of have shut down their venue spaces for right now, just because they were small enough places to begin with, so limited capacity wasn't gonna be doing much. But that kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of flesh out and figure out some own little DIY backyard shows and certain things, and how we've definitely done that over the year. But I'll definitely definitely gonna be looking forward to kind of putting on more events like that. So sure. During the year, once things kind of warm up and hopefully things kind of calm down a bit and people feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure the music and entertainment industry took a pretty massive hit with the stuff that happened, outside of all the other industries affected. So it's been a crazy year for you guys. I'm sure.
Big hit for certain. I know they were really pushing. I'm just gonna put it out there. They've had a Save Our Stages act going on to kind of help, kind of conserve and save venues and stuff. And it actually kind of came through and passed through at least the state. I think. I'm not sure, Congress or state, it was for a federal thing or a statewide thing, but it did go through. So I mean, it's a start. It's a start for to at least keep those businesses afloat. Cause
no doubt. I mean, it's that really does define a district of a city or a city itself. Having venues like that is it's a priceless landmark. I mean, it really does identify the city in some regard, especially when it comes to music. So by all means, I hope they do everything in their abilities to make sure these guys are not just staying afloat, but also being able to handle the situation given the circumstance. So hopefully things are on the upside going into kind of the new year. But I do want to transition and ask you a personal question, if you don't mind.
Sure, man. What's up?
We've talked about samples, influences, and whatnot, but if you had to pick, let's say, 3 favorite instrumentals of all time, and this is a very difficult question, I'm sure, because I have the same struggle. What would some of the 3 tracks look like?
Okay.
On the top of your head, just top of the dome, just out of the bat. Just what do you think?
All right. 3.
I'll tell you what. You tell me one, and I'll tell you one from my end. We'll kind of just have a conversation.
Okay.
About it. How about that?
The first one that popped up in my head. Ninth Wonder did instrumental for Sky Zoo on a track called 5 minutes. It's like on their. I think it was on it's on the Ninth Wonder and Wale mixtape that they did a years back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I came across the instrumental because he was just putting out his own instrumentals anyway.
Yeah.
Aside from it, and that every time just hearing that the intro chops and then just hearing it dropping how he brought in drums, I just went the fuck off.
Mm-hmm. I haven't listened to Sky Zoo in a little while. I got to go back to the archive and just grab some albums and put it on my phone so I can listen to it driving or whatever.
Oh yeah, man, dog.
Thanks for the reminder.
Oh, man. Not a problem, man. Look, Sky Zoo always making a new project too, dude.
I guess for me, I don't know, for whatever reason, ever since I first heard this song, it's just it's just mind blowing for me. I guess for me, it would be the one that comes to mind quickly is the Roots' No Great Pretender off of Philadelphia Half-Life. That's my favorite instrumental from there.
Yeah.
No Alibi is pretty good, but I think No Great Pretender is just, I don't know. Just
Concerto to Desperado is my shit on that album.
Oh yeah. I love I can't think of many albums that are just good throughout. So that's one of the albums where you can listen to it from start to finish.
That's a healthy listen to top and bottom too. That's a pretty thick one.
I don't know. I guess the other one for me is Slum Village Reunion off of the Detroit Deli, I think the album's called. That's probably one of my other favorite instrumentals too.
Oh man. Another one. Okay. This is JD remix. First heard it on Elzai's Witness My Growth mixtape. The Slum Village the Kai Benson Say How I Feel remix with Slum Village on it. I'll bump that and just coming across instrumental too, on any chance to bump that, it will it will be played, it will get blasted. But I'm trying to think of another that was only 2 instrumentals. I was trying to think of another one.
I mean, it's two's good enough for me. I mean, it kind of gives you it gives the audience an indication as to your preferences and kind of a little bit of the personality based on musical taste. So I think we're good there. I mean, those are 2 very, very solid tracks, and I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. So
yeah,
I just wanted to compare notes a little bit. Make sure I was at the musical level or acceptable level to your.
No, you there, man. Don't even look at it like that.
I mean, look. I thought I was a hip hop junkie, but I'm sure you're just on a whole different level when it comes to the exposure to samples and the music library in general. So it's always good to kind of get a feedback from you in that regard too, I guess. But we did talk about favorite music, influencers and whatnot, and music in general. But what other passions do you have besides music? That was one of the questions that people asked, right? Is people know about your great instrumentals and lyricism and flow and whatnot, but outside of music, what are some other hobbies that you have?
I'd say because it kind of came because writing still kind of one for me.
I always like because I was writing before I was rapping, obviously. So like I wouldn't say obviously, but like yeah, like I would definitely do that. After that, I would say photography. I've been trying to get more into photography. I'm trying to look more into videography. I guess like since I've been getting into the whole live streaming thing, I want to be looking too crazy out here. So I've been trying to like get the look and the image right, you know. But
yeah, I hear you. Well, you know, there's a lot of people in the community that are pretty good in certain things, and you know, maybe you can kind of network a little bit more and you know get some additional insight as to some of those other topics and whatnot. Like, you know, you talked about Twitch a little while ago, and you know, like I'm a newbie when it comes to that stuff, so I've had to kind of like reach out and ask about how to create overlays and whatnot, you know, and all that good stuff. So,
oh yeah, man, YouTube University has saved me, and like a couple of the homies have kind of given me some tips as well. So
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
with it.
Internet's a beautiful thing, you know. It really did change the way we get information.
You know, when
I remember back when I was a kid, I had to look for like, you know, back when we had really thick encyclopedias, like 30 volume pluses of like stuff you had to look up. And now you can just simply look on the internet.
Right. Like, oh my goodness. Like I grew up reading them encyclopedias when I was bored every once in a while, and now it's like now you can just Google it. Yeah, y'all got it good. And I feel like an old head.
It's crazy, man. The game has changed so much. Well, I guess talking about, you know, the music game changing quite a bit, because obviously, you know, you can essentially create a startup without a record label now with YouTube and everything. But, you know, for those that are thinking about starting off as musicians, whether they're, you know, working professional adults or, you know, kids, you know, thinking about becoming involved with music, what's some general advice you would have for them, like that, you know, they should be kind of considering before really diving into it? You know, you've been into it for a little while, you know what I mean? So I'm sure your advice is very helpful for them.
You just mentioned the internet. The internet is a powerful tool for you as that independent artist. As always, like just with yourself and everyone else doing the same thing, looking for that same way to be that help, to push each other onto that platform as well. So use it to the best of your ability and how you can. It's never going to hurt to have a couple of people that are definitely for you in your, I guess, creative or artistic journey into music. If you're looking into it as a business, having some people by your side will not help. Will not hurt you at all. And
I got you.
You're definitely gonna need some people to help kind of see, like, to believe in you. Because there are going to be some days you don't really believe in yourself like that, how things really don't really come like that. And also, if you have, I was like, and just truly seeing out, like, what you want out of it at the end of it, like, because you know, because there are definitely going to be like some high moments and some low moments, and like definitely fighting through those low moments that you kind of hit. They're definitely difficult. So definitely just kind of remind yourself why you're making what you're making, why you're sharing what you're sharing, and and finding a way through that to like kind of maintain throughout and really get things going for yourself and for you creatively as well to kind of help push that. Because there's a lot of different ways to approach music, and nowadays there's becoming something for everybody. So don't you know, it's, if you overwhelm yourself with your ideas, that's fine, but it's always the act of planning and execution more than anything throughout. And like
so it sounds like it's, you know, it's almost like the recurring theme I'm hearing here is, you know, stuff like perseverance, balance, you know, self-sanity, you know, that type of stuff is kind of central to just kind of keeping yourself, you know, in the game, and, not overburdening yourself. I'm sure, especially in the music industry too, like, there's a side of politics that nobody likes to deal with, but it's mandatory, similar to like, the company hierarchies and whatnot. But I'm sure with the entertainment music industry, it's a little bit more intense in that regard with, having to upsell your music and trying to get deals and stuff like that. I'm sure it's kind of a headache at times, but I'm sure, everyone watching right now that's, considering either, majoring in music in college or just trying to start off as an artist or, finding some sort of entry into music. I'm sure they appreciate your your feedback on that.
Also, if you are getting into music, it doesn't hurt to know a little bit about music. Like, dabble into music theory, dabble into a little bit of engineering in the recording process as well. Just to start off, you have to learn everything as a sound engineer, but just learn how to hit the record button for yourself. If it comes down to it and no one's around and you have an idea you just want to lay down before you feel like you'll lose it, just for certain sakes of things as such as that. So just
for sure.
That's that. All right.
A lot of good stuff, man. I mean, look, man, like, sometimes people just need to hear the real shit. They don't want to hear the sugar-coated, all it takes is for you to whatever, you know what I mean? Like, these blanket statements, like, at least you're providing like real advice because you've been in the game for a little while. So I'm sure people, certainly appreciate that. But I do want to ask one question where it's almost like my channel's identity has become this. I did recently change the intro track, but I'm sure like a lot of people are kind of saddened by this, but the Jinxtro song. Give me a little bit of color on this, because a lot of people ask, like, what inspired you to write that track? I know it's from the production side on that particular track, but just kind of give me a brief summary as to like how that came about.
Because that was like, I guess that was one of those ways to just kind of challenge and push myself during like anything at that time, because I was just chilling making beats, and I was like, I still haven't rapped or anything yet. So the homie just had a beat. I don't even know what made me just like choose that beat. It was just like, all right, well, it's there, so let me see. It was like, all right, let me see just what I could write to it. And like that song literally took all day for me to like sit down and write and record. So it was just like, okay, kind of rushing off. It was like, okay, I think I got it going. Then I like go like write a bit, and then just kind of like run around the living room, rapping around, just like making sure I had the flow right to myself, and then kind of go right to it. See just like how like the next line will kind of flow into the next, into the next, into the next, into the next.
And
then it just kind of happened to like kind of flesh itself out. And it was funny, like as soon as I felt like I was at an okay, like, all right, I think I got it here. Like the beat kind of ends where the drums drop at the end where it needs to. So it was like, all right, cool, I guess I'm done. And then and then just sitting down and like just having to like kind of record that and kind of have like few post production ideas, because I had never done anything like post production with like my voice on the track either. I would just like record it.
Gotcha.
And
I think a lot of people would definitely love to hear you provide slap on some lyrics a lot more. I mean, you certainly do have lyricism and flow and whatnot that the hip hop heads really appreciate. So hopefully,
definitely,
with future projects, upcoming stuff, like we can be blessed, with hearing more stuff like that.
It's definitely like I'm trying to keep the resolution list down to to a minimum. But yeah, definitely
starting a revolution. Is that what's happening in 2020?
Nah, I mean, hey. I'm about to say, if I'm starting it,
it's already here, right?
It's a late start if it's coming for me right now, but but I actually have been planning to write a bit more, so definitely trying, like, cause I already kind of have some tracks and ideas that I just do want to execute on, that I just have to get laid down and stuff for sure. But I mean, in the meantime, I definitely do want to like deliver more, because it's it doesn't matter how many instrumental beat tapes I put out, people are like, we want another rap song. So it's like, all right, let me that's
well, I mean, that should be more or less like just an indication as to your talent on the lyrics side,
how I've been looking at it anymore. So it's like, all right, let's see what comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, once you rather have people tell you that instead of like thinking you're hot shit on the lyrics, and then like people don't like that stuff. You know what I mean? Like at least like people actually want to hear you more. So if anything, that should be kind of a way to leverage yourself.
Some reassurance coming from you guys on the rap, and so I really do appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I thought about just talking to you privately about this. But let's just officially announce this. I want a Dokkan sampled hip hop track with your lyrics on it. So you and I will talk about planning this out. But I definitely want to do that in the next coming months. If you're available.
Man!
So
all right,
we can talk business when we need to talk business. But if you're interested, let me know.
All right. If that's gonna be one of the things that kind of keep me going, then yeah, let's get it.
All right, sounds good to me. For those watching right now, if you just heard that, just comment what sample you want, and we'll get some ideas. I have some in mind, but we want to ultimately provide what you guys want to hear. So maybe throw in some opinions, and we'll go from there. But I do want to transition to some of the more goofy, funnier questions. That way we got your background and
let's get it.
styles and whatnot. So the first one I have to ask is, a couple of people asked here, do you play Dokkan Battle or not?
I don't. Not right now. Definitely was like, all right.
You should.
It was like, yeah. I feel like it's definitely gonna come. It was like, yeah, it's definitely coming to a point where I feel like I should, if I'm on. Yeah, just to, like, every once in a while, just be right. At least when I pick up the card, I know what I'm doing and what I'm looking at when it comes to it. Yeah. Definitely have folks ask me in the past, and I'm like, nah, I got this track though.
It might be a good might be a good way to implement that sometime. Just gotta slap on your music too, and just gotta run through it as a newbie or whatnot. I mean, there's a learning curve, but it's not overly difficult, so I'm sure you're fine. But it would line up a little bit. If we could go about it that way.
Depends on which cards I'm pulling. If I pull some trash cards, I'm not playing. I'm playing.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you right now, though.
It's a lot of those.
If you're gonna start in
it's gonna be rough.
Account, you got to do it right now, because right now, like, the stuff in the game out right now is like the best time of the year to start. So
all right,
do it. Start off now. So maybe somebody can hook you up with a good account. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, the hookup is always appreciated.
So if you got a solid burner account that you want to give to Nahncenz right now, just hit him up on Twitter and go from there. Maybe he'll get a booster pack, to starting off or something.
Oh my gosh.
All right, next question. Favorite alcoholic beverage? What would that be for you?
All right, is this like just cocktail or just straight liquor or just straight?
Anything, anything you prefer to drink that you like to drink. It can be a cocktail, it can be a mixed drink, whatever the case is.
I would say whiskey sours have really kind of been my thing lately.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, like something just like sit down, casual sip every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like beer is kind of cool, like being more social. But if I'm more to myself than I usually am, I'm just sitting down chilling. Like I'll have the whiskey sour on that. Shouts out to the homies at the job, but whiskey sours. If it comes to just straight, I'll mix in rum with any type of juice or Coke or something like that. But
mine is the way you treat whiskey sours. That's the way I treat gin and tonics. For me, that's kind of like my
gin and tonics were my
drink.
That's my summertime drink.
That's the summertime drink.
Yeah.
I like throwing in an extra little twist of like lemon juice or like lime juice in there as well. But I definitely like G&T's is right behind the whiskey sours. Like whiskey sours for the cold weather,
G&T's for the warm weather.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I actually have a handle of Bombay that I need to crack open later on today, maybe.
Oh,
just have a nice little drink later.
That sounds nice. Ooh.
Okay, so I think the last question, this is going to be a silly one, but I do have to ask it. And I'll provide you kind of more color on it after the questions asked.
All right, okay.
Toon Rami, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, but he asked, what would it take for you and my brother, parentheses Jin-roh, to collaborate on a track? He's got flow. First of all, let me just go ahead and explain. This guy has been giving me a hard time ever since we first started talking. He's like my doppelganger in a way. Like basically, people refer to him as Jin-roh Black, like Goku Black is, right? He's like straight up doppelganger. But anyways, he was asking about a potential collaboration, which is funny, right? Because I don't know if I told you this, but back in the day, I actually wrote a lot of poetry. Took several courses on it, and I still have archives somewhere. And
You
a couple
took
things
courses on
there,
it? Dang. Yeah, that's
what's that?
So you took courses on it? Oh, so you was like, So
yeah.
you were like, you was like me. Like I was writing poetry, and every once in a while I had beats, but I never put two and two together. Yeah, I got
right. Yeah. So I was kind of into that, and then I transitioned because I was already making like beats and like mashups at the time. So I did go through a phase where I was writing out lyrics and testing out the flows and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
Again,
I was definitely writing two beats in like a rapper cadence later on, but it was just like
right, yeah.
Free verse.
So it's I do have some background. I don't know if I can keep up with the flow and lyricism to justify the track on your instrumentals, but Toon Rami, as funny as that question is, like this could potentially become a reality.
Yo, I mean, yeah.
We'll start off by sharing the instrumentals to you and see how you might be able to improve them. But first of all, if you even like them, we'll go from there and talk about potentially a collab on a track, maybe.
For sure.
So it all makes sense, right? It all makes sense, right? It's a Dokkan Sample instrumental. You're gonna have your lyrics on it, and we'll slap mine on it potentially, and then we'll have a good package there.
We have to debunk the myth that Jin-roh and Nahncenz is the same person. So.
Oh yeah, I did see that question on there. For whatever reason, people keep thinking we're the same person, right?
Oh man, I thought that was funny. I was like, I really am gonna have to show myself after seeing that. Jeez, man. I was like, see, man, you were making beats in your spare time, though, man. I was like,
trust me, I ain't got that kind of time. I wish I did, but I certainly do not, and you don't either, I'm sure. So, like, we're very busy people. We can only manage one side of the operation.
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, at some point, I would love to kind of sit down, do a live stream version of this, and talk about it for hours. You know what I mean? Just talk about the most random shit, whatever people ask, and just go through a lot more in detail. We did kind of, it's 45 minute at this point, which is, a pretty decent amount, but I feel like we really just only scratched the surface on this when it comes to like learning more about you and stuff.
For sure.
Hopefully it gave you an opportunity to kind of, open up a little bit and talk about yourself and, stuff that you'd want people to kind of learn about you, right?
Yeah, it has, and I appreciate that. It's like, all right, it's like, I guess it's always been meaning to like talk to you, like extend myself to you guys in some ways other than music. So it's always nice to be there for people that check it out and are actually interested. That was my thing. Ain't nobody interested in hearing about me. And it's like, people do people want to know something. So I was like, oh, I guess all right, cool, then let's do this.
I mean, we'll find ways to kind of work together a lot more going into 2021. Find different ways for a couple projects and ways to kind of do content. Maybe I'll do like anytime you have like close to release projects. We can have you on the channel and kind of break down some of the highlights of track listings that you want to cover, stuff like that. Maybe we can do that down the road and find more ways to kind of bring you on. But I'm sure the audience certainly appreciates all the useful information and also advice and background in general. But any last words to the audience here of anything you might want to mention before bouncing and closing out?
Thank you first before anything. Just thank y'all for like the continued support, even though like I've kind of kept things going in my ways. But thank y'all for just really giving support to things y'all really enjoyed from me. And I'm gonna try my best to kind of provide more of that how I can, and then just in a way to kind of feel comfortable doing it. Definitely want to engage more with you guys, so be sure to check out those links. And if you kind of see me, and if you see me online or posting something, or just say something, I'm sure to respond, man. It's not like this ain't no Hollywood stuff, so let's just so just keep in touch, keep in contact. It's cool to just kind of kick it and chat with y'all.
Yeah, you know, you ain't gotta, you know, talk his head off or anything, but you know, at least give him a pound and, you know,
I mean,
bounce,
for
you know,
for sure,
you know,
for sure, for
you
sure.
know,
I mean,
just
of course.
recognition, whatever, you know. I mean, he ain't a stranger, just talk to him, whatever.
I was like, you know, don't trash me too much in Dokkan, and we should be cool.
Yeah, we ought to do that sometime. We'll do like a day one video of you trying out Dokkan for the first time. I'll like join you and we can maybe do a video on it.
Yo, that's like
a cool ass idea actually.
We already got like 2-3 live streams off these ideas
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. All right,
So
all right. Let me get my calendar. Let me get my calendar, you know, updated so we can talk about all the stuff and plan for it. But you know, any suggestions? Yeah, I mean, any suggestions you guys have watching right now? You know, we're certainly open to it. You know, we certainly appreciate you tuning in. You know, it's a close to 45-minute video, but if you're still watching, obviously, you know, you love Nahncenz enough to, you know, be interested to learn about him. So certainly appreciate you in that regard. And Nahncenz, man, it's been a while, a long time coming, but you know, I'm glad we finally were able to do it. Your music's been an inspiration to a lot of people. I mean, you know, the musical style, you know, from all components is right down my alley. So I'm appreciative that you've allowed me to kind of use that on my channel as well. So you know, I certainly appreciate all the good stuff you've been able to provide us, and you know, obviously this opportunity for you to come on. So you know, thank you very much for that, and you know, we'll have to have you on a more frequent basis going forward.
Oh, not a problem, man. Thank you for even offering to kind of put me on what you would enjoy. It's like, I didn't know like this would be like enjoyable for that many people when we came across it. So no, I appreciate you for putting me on and then sharing it out to everyone that leads to this. So yeah, definitely a lot more, much more coming. So let's yeah,
for sure, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, you know, I had a great time talking to you, and I think we're on kind of the same page when it comes to a lot of things. So, you know, we're on the same wavelength when it comes to, you know, a lot of the topics that we covered. But hopefully, you know, we can do stuff going down the road and be a little bit more proactive on, you know, just engaging with the audience on a more regular basis. So, you know, we'll go ahead and close out here. But again, Nahncenz, thanks for coming on. Everybody watching throughout, you know, certainly appreciate it, and hopefully, you came out with this learning a thing or two more about Nahncenz. So, you know, with that being said, we'll go ahead and close out here. Any sign off quotes you want to mention here before we go out, or are we good?
I mean, it's funny. Everyone comes off me with Casper's approach, and when they approach me. So I mean,
you know, that was one of the questions. I didn't ask you that, but
I'll leave it at that for y'all. But yeah, man. I mean, not much else for me, man. Just like much gratitude. That's all I have for you guys right now. So
it's all love in here, you know.
See?
Keep the politics and bullshit out of the way, you know. It's nothing but love around here.
See, that's all. Look, that's all we need. That's all we needed right now. So
exactly.
Much,
we need it now more than any time. So I guess, you know.
Yes, sir.
You know, it is what it is. But hopefully you guys at least enjoyed it, and we'll do this again. Maybe we'll do it, you know, annual catch up, you know, around this time. But outside of that, we'll plan to do more stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Again, we'll go ahead and close out, but thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to enter the giveaway if you're wanting to win that bundle package, but good luck to that.
Get some free shit.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and close. Yeah, we'll close out here. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and buy it too. Ain't no reason why, you know. Nobody's stopping you from buying it if you just want to straight up buy it. So
not
go ahead and cop
at
that
all.
if you want it.
Free shit never hurts, well, but hey, look.
Yep. All right, we'll go ahead and sign off. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace out.